Welcome to Birth to Boardroom. I'm Natalie, and today we're celebrating women who don't wait for permission, don't wait for rescue, and don't wait for someone else to save the day. Because this show is all about women who step into their power and lead with purpose. Before we begin, I want to introduce you to the incredible woman who is behind this movement, and her name is your host, TaeKwonDo. Deb has helped brands stand out, and now she's helping women do the same. As your host of Birth to Boardroom, she brings inspiring conversations with trailblazing women who turn passion into purpose. Deb has helped brands stand out, and now she's helping women to do the same. As your host of Birth to Boardroom, she brings inspiring conversations with trailblazing women who've turned passion into purpose and are changing the game from starter to success. Before we get going, I also want to introduce myself. I'm Natalie, a strategic leader who blends clarity, creativity, and courage. I've spent my career building high-performing teams, transforming experiences, and reinventing brands across global boardrooms, bringing energy and a signature Friday feeling flair. Deb, thank you for bringing me into this series. Over to you.
Natalie, you are a true light. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get to our guest. So today's guest is someone whose energy, focus, and resilience are downright contagious. I love that word, contagious. Amy Davis is a TaeKwonDo youth instructor, mentor, and motivator at Tiger Rock Martial Arts of Gilbert in Gilbert, Arizona. That's a mouthful, but you need to remember that, everyone. He is helping young women and girls unlock their inner strength on and off the mat. Her philosophy, the Blackbelt mindset, teaches that perseverance, respect, and integrity aren't just martial art views. They're life skills that empower women to lead with confidence and courage. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
We're so happy to have you, Amy. It's going to be terrific. I and Natalie have been really looking forward to having you on with us. So your
Same.
topic, Black Belt mindset, how martial arts transforms more than just the body, is such a powerful one. Many women struggle with self-doubt. How can martial arts principles like perseverance and discipline help overcome that?
Well, firstly, Deb, I want to say thank you again for having me on. And Natalie, I'm super excited to be here and share with you all one of the things that I'm most passionate about. And I do want to point out that I appreciate you using the term self-doubt, because funny enough, when students begin at our academy, parents may indicate that they're looking for something specific for their student to learn and grow in. And to which our head instructor will reply, oh, well, we don't teach discipline here. We teach self-discipline. And I really appreciate the use of the word self-doubt, because to me, there's power in ownership. Ownership over your doubt, ownership over your discipline, ownership over your self-confidence. The beautiful part about having self-doubt is that you can counter it every single time when you have self-discipline. And by turning your thoughts into actions and fear into drive. So, I have to be honest in that the am I good enough thoughts will always creep in. I wish I could tell everyone that I found the magic cure-all pill to not having that happen or not second guessing myself, or from cringing every time I'm learning something new at the academy and it's taking me 5,000 times to learn it, because I am a bit of a slow learner. But the truth is, I have these thoughts nearly every week and probably even every day. But what shuts that voice down real quickly for me is the action. You can have these thoughts, but following it with action is the only I'm the only one in charge of my self-improvement. So I could easily say, well, I tried, it didn't work out, guess I'm not good enough, or on to the next thing. But I'd venture to guess that the moment a person feels or experiences challenge, biologically they abort mission, they jump ship. Just because I think we're wired like, oh, it didn't work out, it's scary, I'm gonna back away from this thing, right? And we see a ditch in the road and some of us turn back from home, but I was tired of doing that every time. I didn't want to just bow out every time something got difficult. I'm like, there's got to be a different way. I have to be able to figure out what this way is. And I figured out the only way is through. So if you're seeing a ditch in the road, if there's a ravine, grab some sticks, grab a rope, grab whatever you have, build a bridge and get across it. So that's kind of my mindset of there. You have to program your mind, and that there will be self-doubt. You're gonna have that pit of the stomach feeling every once in a while, but it's just a thought. And the cure to that is the action.
Yeah, and you have to really kind of push your way through it, don't you?
You do. You just have to barrel on through. Because I just think sometimes we just throw in the towel when the going gets tough, and I get it. I think biologically we're designed to fight, flight, or freeze. And I think historically I would freeze. Like, this is something new. I don't know how to do it. Well, you start unbraiding it a little bit and realizing you can do it. It may not be exactly how you would think it was going to be, but you carve out a path. You take the action
and that's
to do
where
it.
the learnings come in, right? That's where you truly learn. If you don't do that, you're like, you really don't learn anything. You've got to put yourself through it, and those are all learnings. And you might find that at that end it wasn't the right choice and you're going the wrong direction, and that's okay. I mean, it's not a failure, it's a learning. Right.
And I know it can be considered a little cliche in that people have mantras. I write them on my bathroom mirror. When I was actively on the road of pursuing my black belt, I had a countdown every day. With every week I would change the tagline of you can, you will, you must, or I would write the tenets of TaeKwonDo. One of them is perseverance. And I repeat them to myself. I repeat Bible verses to myself every day, day in and day out, because what you think is what it's going to turn into action. So we have to reprogram sometimes our brain. Yeah. You have to retrain your brain, because your thoughts will become actions. So if you say, I am going to get up and do this, I am going to get up and make my bed, I am going to do, it doesn't have to be grandiose or big, just the small things. Small steps turn into the bigger. It is.
It's interesting you should say that, because I was reading a book on Mel Robbins recently, and she states that. She calls it the 5-4-3-2-1 theory. And she says, what I do is when I'm in my headspace thinking, oh, no, I don't want to do that. No, I'm talking myself out of it. No, I can't do that. It's out of my comfort zone. She does a 5-4-3-2-1 and she gets up. And she doesn't even think about anything else but getting up and doing it. Yeah. So I live by that now. It's like 5-4-3-2-1. I'm getting up. I'm doing this. And it actually works. Instead of you dwelling over it, and it's in your head this way, like you said, Amy, reprogramming your headspace. Say, come on now, get out of this headspace right now. Right.
And we can make it so much scary and larger, I think. We have a tendency to be like, I love Natalie put it when we were first talking, our first meeting. She said, I was time poor. And I'm like, yes, I am. So I have to be really intentional with my time. But what resonated with me on that was, I can get in my head, like I have so many, I'm going from one job to the other, because right now, currently, I'm still working a corporate America job alongside of Tiger Rock. So I have to be super intentional, and I'll look around the house. I'm like, there's 50 million things that have to be done. And it's like, Amy, do that one thing. That one thing. You don't have to do it all, sis. Come on, you can't do it all. But you can do that one thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Get it done.
So
Get it done. Move on to the next.
That is awesome. I do the 3-2-1. I don't even give myself 5-4-3-2-1.
I love that.
So,
We'll get there, Natalie.
yeah, you get there, okay? 3-2-1, go. Okay, so Amy, I'm going to just bring you back to the academy more specifically. So, what can you tell us about the lessons that you've learned from the academy that have empowered you to take up space and lead with confidence, especially, pretty much a male-dominated environment?
Yes, thank you. That is such a very good question, Natalie, and I'm really glad that you've asked this.
Good.
Because I mean, the fact of the matter is it's martial arts, right? It's pretty male dominated, pretty male heavy, but I think I have a unique take on this. And I believe that just like our rank belts that we tie on every single day, which not only signifies our rank level and our discipline to the art, well, it also represents balance.
Yeah.
We train both sides of our body, balance. And did you know that some of the qualities of yin and yang represent femininity and masculinity? So I think of both sides, there's a balance that females bring to their male counterparts. So that in and of itself has empowered me to step right into my instructing role, not as a masculine powerhouse, but as a feminine powerhouse. And I see how very successful our head instructor is. He brings a level-headed, strong, disciplined, structured, and fatherly presence to his teachings. Firm, he's fair, and I possess those traits, but the ones that I bring into the sun more often when I'm teaching stem from a more motherly, and I'm hesitant to use the word soft, but I guess we could say that. I don't want soft to be associated with weakness because there is power in softness, right?
100%.
And I think it's balance. I take pride in being a female instructor who brings a little something different to the table when it comes to coaching. And divine femininity is a powerful quality, and women have to know that it's a powerful quality. Men have their powerful qualities, and women have their powerful qualities. And I'm not out here trying to be like my male instructor. I love all the things he does. He's such a good mentor, and I like to mirror a lot of his teachings, but the getting there might look a little bit different. And that's been a learning experience for me too. I'm like, well, I can't really deliver that teaching in the way he did, but I could do it this way and it might land differently. And that's the balance, see? So I can't tell you how many young girls specifically have come up to me, and my other instructor, who is also female, she's just come up as a certified instructor as well. And they've been asking a lot of questions. They've been inquiring a lot about, how are you doing this, Miss Amy? How are you working through these ranks? And I think I want to be an instructor one day. So that's influence. That's inspiration to these young girls that tells young girls everywhere there can be balance. And Taekwondo isn't just a boys' game, and the girls can and do step into the ring with a fire.
I love that. I love that. I actually forgot to mention right at the very beginning that my aunt actually teaches Taekwondo.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh my goodness.
she is in her 70s and still doing it. So we'll come back to that another time.
Love it.
That is super cool.
Yeah, and balance is very much what she's about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
wonder
sorry,
what-
I was interrupting your flow of questions then, Deb.
No. It's interesting that your aunt in her 70s, how long has she been doing Taekwondo?
Oh, I would say at least 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been
So
yeah.
she started in near her 40s, which has been my journey. So
Yeah.
it can be done.
It can be done. Yeah, she has she does like she teaches, I think, at least 4 classes a week.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So there you go.
That's fantastic.
70 teaching Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, ladies?
Yeah. You can do it.
Love
Okay.
So I got another question for you. So the black belt mindset is rooted in resilience. How do you apply that same mental strength to the challenges women face personally and professionally?
Well, the theme here is when you think about the word resilience, your mind doesn't go to an easy peasy path, right? You're thinking that you've had to overcome something. You've had to it wasn't the path wasn't paved in gold and rainbows and sunshine, and maybe there's a rare occasion where that was. But you have to know that there will be setbacks, and you have to decide if you're willing to endure the temporary discomfort for success. So I want to be able to tell everyone it's just so great. All these setbacks are so great. I'm so happy and so pleased with it. This is great. But it's not the case. It's uncomfortable. And you have to have courage to be uncomfortable. And I really love Tim Grover. I know we talked about Mel Robbins, and Tim Grover is another one that if you haven't read any of his books, listened to any of his books, attended any of his conferences, the guy will inspire you to go run a half marathon at the end of the book. He's brilliant. And one of the things he says is if you think that the price of winning is too high, wait until you get the bill from regret.
Oof.
There will be setbacks, but you're not going to know what that's going to look like if you constantly step away from it or shy away from it or take yourself out of the game. You can't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing this baseball game. You cannot. So I try to apply this in my mental frame of, Amy, there's got to be roadblocks, and it's taking a heaping amount of courage to still do it anyway. Again, there's no magic cure-all, there's no pill. It's just making that decision that I don't want to see the bill from regret. I want to be able to push through this and see what's on the other side of it.
Wow.
Love,
Great attitude, Aim.
love.
So driven.
Love
I love
that.
the energy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So,
Very
Are
much
we-
so.
are we ready for a mid-show break?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, everyone, let's take a moment together. We're at the halfway point, so whatever you are right now, pause. Take a breath in. And remember, you have the power to create change, to influence the world around you, and to lead with humility, empathy, and intention. This is your reminder to straighten that crown, girlfriend, because you've absolutely got this. Feeling a little more grounded, a little more lifted? Good, because we've only just got started. Back to you, Dan.
Let's go into our second part of our episode, Amy. How can women channel setbacks or failures into fuel for growth, just like in martial arts training? What is the knowledge or experience that you've had so far that you can share with our women listeners?
Sure. Well, I think that our society has created a culture of fear surrounding setbacks. And if it isn't wrapped in a box of instant gratification, Amazon 2-day delivery, rapid fire success, a lot of times we dismiss or don't want to put in the work. I mean, let's be real. We want those instant results, and we don't really always want to put in the work to push through the setback. But the truth on setbacks is they're necessary for growth. They are the price of admission for growth. And setbacks help build the strength and stamina you need to get to your next higher self. I read this wonderful posting. I hope I don't butcher it, but it said, if you were 40, I don't like using the word failure, but in this context, it makes sense. Follow me here. If you were 40 failures away from your success, how fast would you fail at that point? How fast would you get through those 40 failures? We don't have a crystal ball on how many failures or setbacks we're going to have, right? But you may be 1 away, you may be 10 away. it's necessary for your higher self. And we all learn and grow in different speeds. I haven't stepped onto the mat every single time for a competition and taken gold every time. I mean, it's even a little rare that I do. I and every class I teach isn't just smooth sailing, easy peasy. I I have to unbraid constantly. I have to reassess. I always have to do a check engine on myself. Like, hey, that didn't go so well, and this class, I think that was clunky, and oh, I medaled bronze or silver or not at all. So that is not that other person. That is me. I'm in charge of that.
Yeah.
So you have to take the responsibility and accountability over self with your setbacks and your failures.
Yeah. And to
And
understand it's always a growth potential, right? You're constantly
always,
growing. Yeah.
always. And here's the thing. I love to use this analogy of the butterfly, because if you go walking and you come across a butterfly struggling in a cocoon, right? They're just about ready to emerge, but they have not yet. And you see him wrestling in there, or she, we'll call her she. And you think, man, this poor thing, I should help it. I should poke a hole in that thing or give it a little tear because it looks like it's struggling so badly in there, right? And you want to help out, and you could do that. You could help the butterfly and eliminate all of her struggle. You could pull that struggle away from her, and she would emerge and she'd attempt to fly away. But the thing is, she's not going to have enough strength and stamina to be able to. You see, the struggle is very necessary for the butterfly in nature because they need that wrestling in order to emerge from the cocoon and have enough strength and blood in their wings to fly away. So we struggle and setbacks are going to be necessary for growth and success. You can't rush it. You can't jump over it. You have to push through it.
I love that. Such a great analogy.
Yes, it is. Very much so. So that kind of segues into what would you tell girls who may not see themselves as strong enough for martial arts or for leadership in general?
Great question, Deb. You will never be ready enough. You will never be immediately qualified enough. That's the truth. That's what sets you apart when you step into things. You do it scared. You do it unpolished and a little bit unprepared because it's so good to be 90% mental. You will never feel strong enough, but strength doesn't always come in tangible absolutes. And you have to have courage first. You have to have the heart first. Strength is built, but how, right? How is strength built? It's by showing up, it's by doing, it's by being present and open-hearted and open-minded and having courage to experience those setbacks and still move the needle forward every day. Strength is the decision to have courage even when it's easy, even when it isn't easy, even when it's inconvenient. Courage is always going to be behind being strong enough. You could ask people what does strong mean to them, and they'd probably give you 100. Oh, well, you're physically strong, and and you're unafraid of anything. I would say nope. Strength is being scared and doing it anyway. Being unprepared and still doing it anyway, and saying, you know what, I don't know the answer right now, but I'm still gonna leap in, and I'm gonna have courage to fail, to have a wrong answer, to be like, ooh, I messed that up, and being like, but I learned here. It's always going to trace back to courage for me. Strength is courage.
Yeah. Wonderful. And here's the thing, as you being a youth instructor, you have that ability to encourage those girls that are in your classes to continue to move forward and to understand that there's going to be mistakes that they're going to make, but those are learnings, they're not failures.
Exactly.
Enabling them to grow. So you've got that in you to be able to encourage girls that are in your class, the girls that are in your class, to become better leaders as they move forward and mature.
Yes. I think we just constantly want to hide our lack of knowledge or how often do we even probably not even ask for help because we're embarrassed we don't know the answer? I had really had to step out of that and say, you know what? I'm a slow learner. I didn't get that on the first 5 times. Can you please show me anyway?
Yeah.
Because it's dollars to donuts. It's a little bit worse if you don't know the answer and you're being called to do it and they have shown you and then you're like, you still don't know it and you didn't have the courage to ask and say,
Yeah.
I still don't know this. That takes courage.
That takes courage. Absolutely.
That's so fantastic. And I think you are just demonstrating so much courage yourself by telling us to just ask, to just ask. So I'm going to
Yes.
ask you.
And the whole transitioning too, Natalie, if I could jump in for
Oh,
just
yeah,
a
of
minute.
course. Yeah.
Amy transitioned, just to give you a little bit more history on Amy. She transitioned from University of Phoenix academia, so academia administrative work, to now being a youth instructor for children in Taekwondo. Talk about a pivot.
It's incredible.
Pivot.
It is.
Yeah.
And we pivot in
It is.
TaeKwonDo. And I'll know if you have bad pivots. 100% pivot.
Well,
What?
what I can tell you is that my aunt has tried to show me some Taekwondo, and you said you're a slow learner. Oh my goodness. I was rubbish. I persevered and she persevered, to be fair, but I was, yeah, pretty
But I
slow.
give you this that you tried, Natalie. You gave it an effort.
I gave it a go. I did. So I
Yes.
can,
I am very proud of you for that. Yes. It
3, 2, 1.
that we 3, 2, 1, and we all joke in the teen and adult class that we all feel nearly every class like a baby giraffe, and it's only when the head instructor is looking our way that we really like we could look so awesome doing a
Bring it
move and then he
together.
looks our way and we're like, ah. So you got to have courage to look somewhat foolish, and there is so much courage that goes behind that because let me tell you something, it's not always pretty.
It
I'm
definitely
still
wasn't with
learning.
me. It definitely wasn't with me. So I have another question for you. Um, you've helped so many women translate the discipline and courage they build in training into their careers and relationships. What are some of the most powerful transformations you've seen that you're willing to be able to share with us today?
Good question.
Very good question. I really am obsessed with the camaraderie, and I've seen specifically in this arena the wonderful crown adjusters. I call them crown adjusters, and that's something that I pass on to my daughter is that do not be a crown snatcher. We're going to be crown adjusters. You silently adjust their crown. You don't try to take it off of their head. And the realization is that not all women, this was a really beautiful epiphany for me, is that not all women are out for blood or to prove something to everyone. In fact, many of us are out here just trying to be the best version of ourselves. And when I get to see the ice melt away from a woman, and I've seen it a lot actually on the mats, when it's maybe their first class, we have an adult testing out a class for the first time. And when I see the ice melt away from a woman who has had bad experiences in the past with other women that are just kind of out for blood, for lack of a better phrase, either professionally or personally, it brings so much warmth to my heart. I feel like it's sometimes just survival of the fittest with women where we just clamor and gnaw our teeth because we're still kind of maybe even a mindset of fighting for position.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're constantly sitting in a corner wondering why her and not me, that is a you problem. That's not a her problem, honey. And the other girl that's out there doing, you're just sitting here. So, the beautiful thing that I'm currently experiencing right now with a fellow instructor, specifically, because there's two of us right now that have been onboarded as certified instructors at our location, we are equally excited for each other's successes while still keeping our eyes on our own paper. I had to learn that the accolades and the awards and the medals that she receives do not diminish the accolade and the awards and the medals that I receive. It does not take away from what I'm doing. What I'm doing doesn't take away from her. And it is so cool when you get to a space with other women that are unapologetically themselves and are so committed to being 1% better in self, they don't have time to be like, I wish I could do that. Oh, you're doing so much better than I am. And I'll be real with you. There are times where I'm like, man, she's getting that faster. Holy moly, she's performing so well on the mats at nationals and things. And I quickly snap out of it. I say, well, what is she doing differently? I need a piece of that. I'm going to go, I'm going to pull her aside and be like, you took gold in that match and I want to know what you did. I see what the judges saw. Tell me how you did that.
Right.
You know,
Feed off of her.
You could encourage someone also while learning.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I want to point out is that I like to go and sit and watch my instructor teach on days that I am not even due into the academy. I love watching my counterpart teach as well because I can learn so many things that she does. We adopt, we pull from each other. So we need to stop. I think a kind of a low vibrational mental space that you could be taking up is, oh, she's so much better at that. Whereas flip the script and say, she looks great out there doing that. I'm taking notes. I want to know how she did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Learn
So
from one another.
You have to learn from one another. And if you keep your heart open and your eyes on your own paper, you are going to be way more happy too. You are so busy focused on being 1% better. You're not going to have time for the comparison game. And when you do, because those thoughts do creep in, we're not perfect, we're human.
Mm-hmm.
You can counter that every time. I'm like, well, what is it? What do we say? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm out of it. Let's go. Let's get back to work now. We've got work
Right.
to do, right?
There's
And
there's something. Sorry, I was going to say there's
No,
something.
go ahead, Holly.
There's something really joyful about celebrating somebody else,
It is
and
joyful.
yeah, and if you can feel that and celebrate somebody else and then celebrate with them, I mean, you would feel so much better, so much better.
So much better. And I'll be honest, like if people are watching, people are observing. We have young children watching how we react on the mats when we're
Mhm.
competing. So if I just lost a match and I'm like throwing my pads down and like having a stank attitude, rather than going up and to my competitor and looking her dead in the eye and saying, thank you for that. That was an awesome match. And now I'm going to go back home and come back here and we're going to do it again in the spring.
Yeah.
And having a good attitude and being charged by your successes and your failures. The same holds true if you're on a winning streak, having humility
Yeah.
and grace with your wins and your losses.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have that drive home saying, I had such a stank attitude right there.
Yeah.
And all those eyes were around me too. People that look up to me and that people that actually hold me to a pretty high standard. I don't want to get the bill of regret on that either. I don't.
No.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Wow. So, Amy, what's one piece of advice you'd give to a woman ready to break through her own barriers and embrace a black belt mindset?
Be brave.
Mhm.
If you set out on a new adventure, professional endeavor or journey or otherwise, be prepared to feel like you're learning 187 ways of not doing it correctly. Be patient with yourself because anything worth anything is going to take time and patience and resilience, as we've well talked about, and being humble to ask for help and receptive to feedback.
Mhm.
You have to have courage to seek out help and be vulnerable and say, hey, this isn't going well for me. Can I have your help on this? Because you're never going to improve without feedback. You need to have feedback. You need to be open to it. And it's scary, and I get it. It's because you're laying yourself bare on people
Mhm.
when you seek out feedback. but be receptive to it and implement it. Don't only ask for it, but be working on it. Implement a plan after you get the feedback to work on it. And then check in with your mentor. How's this going? How are you seeing me do on this? Growth is one of the most important things that you can have for success. Like it just, and part of that growth is that feedback and implementing the feedback that you get. Also, the gold standard. I mean, it could be cliche, but show up early, stay late, outwork everyone in the room. Stick to your non-negotiables like glue, whatever that looks like for you. If you wake up early and have 20 minutes of quiet reading time, prayer, listening to a podcast, however you're working on yourself, I think is very important. Have somewhat of a ritual of a morning routine, if you will. It doesn't have to be like this is the ceremony, but even when I'm pressed for time, I'll step into my prayer box, which is my shower, and I'll use that time. So use your time wisely. And if you're sick, if you're too tired, if you don't have motivation, because motivation wanes, motivation is always going to be there. As a matter of fact, I'd say maybe a good solid 2 days out of the week, my motivation's like, ooh, it's cold outside. I don't want to go do that run. I don't want to go read. But as Natalie has mentioned before, I'm time poor. So I have to 3, 2, 1, let's go.
3, 2,
Put on your shoes. 3, 2, 1, let's go. We can't ruminate on this. I know you're tired.
You may be jumping into the 3, 2, 1 versus the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I like the 3, 2, 1 better because that's a little more brusque. And then you still show up when you're tired and the motivation, what you still show up. And if you can't give 100%, because we're not always going to be operating at 100%, but if you show up and you can give, you're like, I am at a 70% today. Give all of that 70%. Don't give 30% of that 70. If you have 70% capacity, give that 70%, because give 100% of that 70%. Does that make sense? Like, we're not all going to feel great, and every day is not going to, like, merrily we roll along.
Every day is different.
Every day's different.
Give yourself that grace, right, is what you're saying.
Yes, you have to give you absolute, because it's not going to be peaches and cream every day. And with that, because we could easily throw in the towel when we're not 100%. It's easy to get out there when you're feeling 100%. That's not the reality of it every day. So don't make excuses. Find solutions. Say, again, that I can give 70% today. Okay, then do that. And be a good finder in seeing the best in other people. This is a self journey, yes, but be a good finder. This will help keep your heart warm and joyful over what you're doing, and will make you soft in heart and leave each day better than how you found it, whether that means personally or for others. And lastly, tell yourself every day that you're proud of yourself. Because if you can't say that, there ain't nobody else going to tell you it to convince you. So you have to lead by your own example.
Spot on. Wow. Definitely. Beautiful.
I'd love to meet Amy at 100%. Can I just say? Because 70%, she's giving it.
Yes.
I'm still getting it. I'm still, it might take an extra cup of coffee those days, but.
Okay, but not on the mat. Not on the mat, okay? Not on the mat.
Yeah. No, we give 100% on the mat.
So, Amy, before the show, Natalie and I had asked you to write a short love note to your former self. It's that young woman just beginning her leadership journey. What would you tell her today? And would you have ever thought you would be going the direction you're going today?
Thank you, Deb. I love this part of the segment.
We love it too. This is the best part of the whole segment. It's wonderful.
It definitely evoked some emotion, and when you trace that line back to where everything started, and for me, leadership started in high school. So writing this letter was cathartic, and it felt like kind of closing a book and starting a new book in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, hey, honey, you're doing the things. You're doing the things. So anyway, I'll read you the letter. I took notes. So, Dear Amy, you are doing the things you were placed on this earth to do. Let's just start there. You married your Prince Charming, you have two beautiful children, and you went to college and you got your degree. You have the corporate job, and you make decent money. It has afforded you the ability to have a nice house and good, reliable cars, as well as provide a warm and loving home for your children, food on the table and clothes on their backs with some fun family vacations mixed in there as well. But you will continue to have that gnawing feeling, that desire to be a teacher. This will be on your mind every single day. You will try to accomplish this a few different times in life by investigating a post-baccalaureate in teaching with a concentration in fine arts. You wanted to be a theater teacher. You also help direct a few musical numbers at your alma mater, helping out where and when you can. But it still does not land the plane on your desired destination. The harder you try on this, the more you will feel like you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Something is not adding up. Little do you know, God is playing the long game. And He is preparing you for something far bigger and far greater than you could ever imagine. In fact, He's going to circle back around to a prayer that you prayed as a young child, but more on that later. In 2020, you will become radically honest with yourself and set out on a physical fitness journey that will transform you in mind and in body and in spirit. You will have some bumps and bruises along the way. Some friendships will end while others will flourish and blossom. Some friends and family will not understand this leg of your journey, but most will be wildly supportive. You will see the grace and mercy and love from God with every step you take, despite most of those steps being unknown to where it is leading to. In the summer of 2022, you will sign you and the kids up for lessons in TaeKwonDo at a place by your house. It has received rave reviews, and your oldest wants to take lessons, so naturally the youngest wants to do what brother is doing. You get the kids all situated, and at the last minute decide, nope, this is selfish. I should let the kids have their fun with this. You won't attempt to step on the mats until February of 2023. And guess what? You become hooked. Your workout regime has grown a little stale, and you were searching for something more. TaeKwonDo became a wonderful complement to the running and weightlifting you were already implementing. And then you saw the culture at the academy and that there were opportunities to be in the leadership program. Your old self will fight against you sometimes, telling you that you aren't ready, but you quickly realize that your head instructor vehemently believes that doing makes you ready. Less talk and more action. In winter of 2024, you and your fellow instructor will be approached by the head instructor to step into actively teaching classes on the solo. It is going to be a very quick launch into first teaching warm-ups, then target drills, then full-on classes. It'll be scary. It'll be a lot. You're going to feel not qualified, but you're going to do it. And you will be obsessed with the lesson planning, spending your waking free hours on your TaeKwonDo skills and curating fun and engaging lesson plans for your young and adult students alike. And then you will make a move to let your head instructor know, with a great deal of vulnerability, that you want to be a part of Tiger Rock's future. Whatever that looks like, whatever that means. We're going by God's timeline. You were all in. Not long after that, your head instructor will onboard you to be a part-time staff in tandem with teaching and instructing. Be nice to your husband. He will play such a huge role in your ability to commit yourself in such big ways to two jobs. You will be time poor, as Natalie says. Therefore, you will have to be intentional about your free time, focusing on time with your kids and your husband and making sure you are nourishing your spiritual walk. Be patient with yourself. Again, you are not a fast learner, but don't worry, Mr. Bushra will not hold that against you by any means. He will be patient and kind and a wonderful teacher and employer to you. Your mom will cry tears of joy and express she is so proud and so happy you have finally stepped into teaching. A 20 plus year goal in the making. This will be the best gift ever given to you by her. Cherish it and keep it close to your heart. Look around you and know that you may not know every single step in front of you. And you will have setbacks and a few snags, but you will always pull something from it. You will amaze yourself with how positive and tender-hearted, yet fierce and passionate you are. Those characteristics will keep you grounded and give you balance. Keep the faith, stick close to God, and appreciate your husband and love the heck out of your kids. And treat every day in teaching as an exceptional gift you get the privilege to do. You had no idea that your prayer to be a black belt at the age of 10 and your years of leadership in high school would converge into becoming a martial arts instructor. God took the pieces and made the mosaic. The picture is finally coming together with light pouring through so beautifully. Fight every day to keep it and walk in gratitude and joy. Because, girl, you're just getting started. Sincerely yours, Amy.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my goodness. Amy.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That was
I have no
so
words. I don't even know what to say to that. That was
so beautiful, Amy, and you are so incredibly brave. You speak eloquently. You demonstrate all the qualities that you said are so important. You are courageous. You wrote that. You knew it was going to be so hard, and you said it anyway. Like 3, 2, 1. You went
through
through
it.
it. Oh my gosh.
That was absolutely beautiful. And Aim,
Thank you.
I've known you now for close to 6 years, and I've seen your journey, and we've talked so much about your story and how much teaching was so important to you. That was the direction you always wanted to go, and you just needed that door to open up.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is. It opened.
It is.
And you stepped right into it with so much strength. And I mean, I am so happy for you that
Thank
this
you.
journey that you're on now is a journey that really is the journey you wanted to be on, is the path you wanted to take in your life. And you are on it, girl. You're totally on it. It's wonderful.
It's
And
so great.
you said that you've got your crisp black jacket. Yeah. The
Yes.
most
That's the coveted jacket.
yeah. And
It was so funny because it literally just happened a couple of days ago that I got my certified jacket. And my counterpart, she also was awarded her black jacket. And we woke up that morning because we had ceremony that night. And she goes, I feel like it's Christmas morning. I'm like, I do too. This is all I wanted for Christmas. And it's
What a gift.
It is. It is. It if it's meant to be and it's for you and you have that like really that pit of your stomach gnawing feeling that I'm supposed to do this thing, I can tell you that I don't know that I would have ever guessed that I'd be teaching TaeKwonDo. I had my human mindset on being a theater teacher. But God had something else. There was something else. He played the long game, as I talked about, and I wasn't ready 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but that's the patient part. That's the courage part of you have got to just trust in God's timing, your timing. It's not going to be overnight. And again, if it's meant to be, it'll find you.
Right.
And you're gonna want to be ready. Again, I wasn't ready 10 years ago, but I'm all in.
Ready now.
I'm ready now. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
goodness, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Wow.
So, like, Amy, this has been not just a powerful story, but just utterly beautiful. You brought both myself and Deb to tears with you. Thank you for reminding us that strength isn't just physical, it's absolutely mental, emotional, and it is also deeply personal. You've shown us that when we stand tall, chin up, all of that, that you can lead with respect and stay true to yourself, and that you can transform not just in our bodies, but in our lives. And on that note, I am going to play our closing track. An incredible conversation, a powerful reminder of what happens when women step into their voice, their influence, and their full potential. Every woman listening today carries that same strength within her. To our listeners, thank you for joining us for another episode of Birth to Boardroom. Keep rising, keep leading, and keep showing the world what's possible when women back themselves. And before you go, share this episode and invite others into our global community of empowered women. Don't forget to visit www.birthtoboardroom.com and join the movement.